Hello and welcome... Stop it. Welcome to the Troma Basement.
The show that is to Troma fans what child labour was to Victorians.
I'm Ben Miller.
I'm Xander Armstrong.
Meet Graham Simon. Our resident zombie chef.
And Toxie, our very own Toxic Avenger.
But first of all, let me introduce to you the one and only, the Troma-lightful, Troma-lovely, Miss Troma!
Hello! Well, coming up tonight, we have tonight's Troma film. But first, the Troma news.
Not too tight. Good evening.
Good evening. Lloyd Kaufman, head of Troma, gives us a right talking to.
He talks to us about new Lloyd Kaufman there, he talks to us about recent Troma film, Sergeant Kabuki Man.
He certainly does. That in Troma News now.
Good evening.
Lloyd Kaufman, the head of Troma Films, has been talking to Troma News about the inspiration behind the recent Troma flick Sergeant Kabuki Man.
The film tells the story of an officer of the NYPD who mutates into a 2,000-year-old Japanese kabuki actor. Kabuki Man has extraordinary powers, such as heat-seeking chopsticks.
Oh my God!
And fatal flying footwear.
Kaufman claims that, like all Troma films, the movie has a strong moral message.
This was the Troma News. Now over to Miss Troma for the Troma weather.
Generally, a highly toxic night, mostly due to the meltdown of service reactors in the southeast. A gentle easterly breeze bringing small toxic clouds into the Midwest by midday tomorrow morning. If we take a look at the satellite picture, we can see that a large number of mutations will be taking place in northerly regions of Tromaville towards the end of the day, giving way to nuclear winter in some parts of New Haven. Other than that, a dry night with some small patches of grass. That's the weather.
Now, winemaking can be one of the most satisfying of hobbies and a useful and, well, palliative addition to commercial shop-bought vintages. But there are a few tricks of the trade worth knowing before you find yourself knee-deep in half-fermented damson juice. OK, so Graham, I've bought my kit, I've picked my fruit. What next?
What God's earth is this? I found it over by the goats.
Gross. Must have crawled through the cellar window and died. Well, still looks like it could be kind of tasty, though. Bet you we could make several dozen hot dogs out of it. Why don't you throw it in with the pig snouts, tails, and hooves?
Well, the Troma film is coming up, of course, in just a moment. But first of all, it's time for my favourite bit of the show, Gun to Her Head, where you, the viewers, choose what you would like to see Miss Troma do, perform, reenact, etc., 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 as if she had a gun to her head. Well, Ben, could you tell us a bit about this evening's weapon?
Most certainly I can. Well, this evening's weapon is this, a Colt 45. So, Miss Troma, please, will you select tonight's winner?
Ooh, thank you very much indeed. Well, Father Anne Lawson from Leamington would like to see Miss Troma win an award. Of course you would, wouldn't we all?
Excellent. So, Miss Troma, with a gun to your head, will you play?
I'd love to.
Excellent. Then, Miss Troma, receive that award.
Congratulations, Miss Troma, well done.
Miss Troma receiving her award from a high-ranking official. Well done. So, Miss Troma, what's it for?
It says Services to the leather industry.
Services to the leather industry. The one and only Miss Troma.
That's nice. Good for you. Wonderful, really. And remember, the address to write to if you'd like to put a gun to her head is, as always, on a postcard or sealed envelope to Troma Basement, 9 to 13 Grape Street, London, WC2H 8DR.
Don't see that from Mike Lee or Ken Loach, only from Troma.
It's time for Roll the Film.
A brand new one-off feature in which Miss Troma goes to the other side of the studio and rolls the film towards us.
So please, Miss Troma, would you, for the sake of goodness, roll the film? Thank you very much.
Rules this week.
Free swim. Yep. Eat and drink, snacks and alcohol. Yep. Freely and regularly throughout the feature. Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Ah.